There's nothing like a good story to communicate something, and this is a true story. The picture is fabricated, but it is me, and this is how I felt in my first week in Singapore. On the first day, I was asked if I'd read my email. Well, I'd never used it before then. During the week, I attended a workshop on the internet, totally confused, pretty despondent. However, fortunately, I know a bit about learning, so I was able to come up with some strategies. However, one can in this situation behave unintelligently, and that is simply denial. Pretend that you know it and hope you can get away with it. But in the longer run, it's not terribly useful. Or one can run around like an headless chicken and read everything about Edutech. Again, not a good strategy. So let's look at what might be termed intelligent behavior in this situation. And that's what I try to do most of the time. Now, the first thing is be clear about what you need to learn. What's the specific goal? And as far as is possible, get an idea of what it sounds like, looks like, and feels like. Now, how do we do that? Well, if we go back to my previous thing, accessing the email, really, I confessed to somebody that I couldn't use it. He showed me, and fortunately, it was pretty easy, so that was an easy one. However, several years back, I wanted to create online content. Recently, I wanted to create and manage a YouTube video. How did I go about it? Well, first of all, we do a bit of reflection. So we analyse, we try to get a big picture, and we identify what we already know about what it is to learn. And that's exactly what I did and what I would advise you to do. You might know something about it, and it's really important to connect new knowledge to what you already know. Now, then you plan your learning journey or your learning plan to effectively and efficiently meet these goals. Now, it is easier said than done, and that's why I've highlighted that. You're going to have to generate some possibilities, access best available resources, could be books, videos, peers, do some training, but you're going to have to do the necessary learning. Remember, mud. You've got to get stuff in your memory, you've got to do some thinking, understand it, do it, and the doing involves practice, and you've got to maintain a decent desire. It takes deliberate practice and perseverance, but that's the way we learn pretty much anything. And in that process, you monitor and evaluate the outcomes. Are you learning? Are you meeting the goals? How do you know you're meeting the goals? And you're going to hit some barriers maybe and make necessarily changes. But do this thoughtfully. What that means is if something's not working, don't assume that it's the wrong strategy. Check it out, get some feedback. It may be that you just need to work a little bit harder and persist. Okay, let's move on. What was my strategy then for selecting a learning tool for content creation and delivery? Well, let's go through the basics. Identify some possible tool options. And to do this, I wanted to firstly be clear about what I wanted the content creation tool to do. I wanted it to be user-friendly. It's a must for me. I wanted to integrate a range of learning objects, videos, podcasts, graphic, hyperlinks, quizzes, activities, and a nice easy format. Yeah, it's a big ask, I know. Spoke to colleagues who were using it. That's intelligent behaviour. If somebody's doing something and they're good at it, well, learn from them. Don't reinvent the wheel. And I did a bit of background search or research, whatever you want to call it. Looked at some internet reviews on different content creation tools. Then selected a short list. In other words, let's whittle it down to 2 or 3 that I thought might be useful. And these were Soft Chalk Lesson Builder, Camtasia, and VoiceThread. And I did a compare and contrast, and I evaluated them in relation to my criteria. Then I decided on Soft Chalk Lesson Builder for the one to learn first. I have learned others, but I like Soft Chalk Lesson Builder. It meets my needs, and I still use it. Okay, the last one. Okay, let's think about, and you can think about this, how to set up and manage a YouTube channel. Have a good think about this because there's a quiz question on this in the end of course quiz.